Was Melinda Lou Barnhouse identified as Jane Doe in Lincoln County? When did a man find her at a rest stop in Lincoln County, Missouri, and what led him to discover her? What were the circumstances surrounding her discovery? What details were noticed about her condition and possible cause of death? Also, what is the connection between the Warner Springs Jane Doe, Claudette Joan Zabolski Powers, and the man found in the same area? How did genetic genealogy help solve the case of Claudette Joan Zabolski Powers? Is there any information about her whereabouts between 1984 and 1986? Hi and welcome back to our channel. If you are new here, please consider subscribing, as it helps us motivate to create more intriguing content for you. Let's have a look at the two Jane Does finally identified in 2023 after years. Authorities have recently identified Melinda Lou Barnhouse as Jane Doe in Lincoln County, Missouri. Lincoln County is located in the eastern part of the state, is known for its agricultural heritage, with crops like corn and soybeans playing a significant role in the local economy. Situated in the Greater St. Louis metropolitan area, the county offers various attractions, including Quiver River State Park and the Old Jail Museum in Troy, making it a great destination for both nature enthusiasts and history buffs alike. The incident occurred on September 17, 1989, at a rest stop within Lincoln County. A man traveling from Tennessee to Mississippi made a startling discovery as he stopped off Interstate 55 to use the facilities and stretch his legs. To his horror, he found a woman hiding behind some bushes. Without delay, he reached for a phone to call for assistance, which led to the involvement of the Lincoln County coroner in the investigation. They noticed that she was not wearing anything but rolled-up white sports socks. There were 3 blue stripes on those socks. Whoever put her there did not even try to hide her. They just left her there and left. She had no scars or marks that were easy to see. They did not know what her COD was at first, but the way she was found showed that it was no accident. In the end, they found that the person had died of asphyxiation, but they could not show that it happened, even though it is likely that it did. They thought the whole thing happened somewhere else before she moved there. A warning about the availability of a post-death body picture was mentioned. Although the image is not shown, it is mentioned for those interested. However, there is uncertainty about whether the picture is an authentic analysis. It was labeled as a recreation, which suggests it might be digitally altered from an original autopsy photo, adjusting the eyes or facial expression. Manipulated images that are not true postmortems are occasionally used, but this one appears more like a postmortem despite the editing. For those following Doe cases, the picture might hold some interest as it seems familiar to many. The eye color of the person appeared peculiar, and as previously mentioned, eye color can alter over time. To settle the dispute over eye color, experts created images with both blue and brown eyes. The difference in appearance could be attributed to a film over the eye, which can sometimes make it appear darker. Hence, someone with brown eyes may seem to have blue eyes under certain conditions. So it is not so much that the color changes, since the color of the eye stays the same, but that the film itself changes. They thought the woman might have had Down syndrome, because some of her traits seemed to fit this description. She was only about 157 centimeters, or about 5 feet and 2 inches tall. She had curly brown hair, and people thought she was between 15 and 35 years old. But unlike most of these cases, 2 men were charged and sent to jail for what happened to her. One of the men admitted to the crime, but also tried to make it sound like it was not that bad. He said that she was a working girl from New Orleans that they picked up to rob but instead killed, as if she had done something wrong. Alfred Case, one of the guys, is in prison in Mississippi and will not be out until 2030. No one knows what happened to the other man, though. Again, we can thank Othram Labs for this case. According to DNA, she was definitely Melinda Lou Barnhouse. She was born and raised in Maryland. The circumstances surrounding Melinda remain unclear. At the time of the incident, she was only 18 years old, still young and far from adulthood. There is no concrete evidence to support the assumption that she was involved in any street-related activities to support herself, and such claims may have been made to downplay the severity of the crime. It is challenging to ascertain the exact details of her situation. She had her whole life ahead of her, but tragically, it was cut short. From the available pictures, we can infer that she had completed high school, and her age at the time of discovery aligns with the possibility of her recent graduation. Unfortunately, the exact circumstances leading to her death remain unknown and deeply disturbing. While it appears that Melinda's family shared 2 pictures of her, there have been no additional images or updates regarding her case to date. Melinda Lou Barnhouse's remains were discovered 70 miles away from her home. For a span of 34 years, her identity remained unknown. If she had survived, she would be 52 years old today. Warner Springs' Claudette June Zabolski Powers was named Jane Doe. In 1986, a couple from Warner Springs, California, was walking around the Lost Coyotes Indian Territory. Here is where they found the camp, and it was there that they found her body. The COD says foul play, but it does not say exactly what went wrong. There were no IDs in the area. An agent would decide that there was no one missing in the area, and the case itself would go cold. A man was also found in that general area, and it is thought that he may have something to do with the case. But in his case, he was found 14 miles away on a road in an unincorporated town that was said to be empty. In this case, she was only 24 miles from home when she was found. In both cases, the people were wearing warm jackets. Part of what was thought to connect them was their clothes, which is why they think she probably knew the man. It looks like there was also foul play in his case, so it is possible that one of them moved to a different place. In the end, genetic genealogy was the only tool the officials had left that could help. In the end, it was that strong tool that helped the woman get her name back. In the end, it affected 3 generations of Claudette Powers' family: her mother, her sister, and her daughter. It turns out that Claudette went missing in September 1984, when she was only 22. When she was found, she would have been 24 years old. In the years between 1984 and 1986, no one knows where she was. The post-mortem interval remains elusive, and the available information leaves uncertainty about the duration of time Melinda's body had been at the location. One account suggests she might have been there for 2 years, while another story contradicts this, indicating the shorter period. The challenge lies in the limited information available, and the articles themselves may not always provide accurate details. Laura, who is Claudette's younger sister, would say that she was a very loving and caring mother. She cared a lot about her kids, and they cared a lot about her. We know that Claudette was born in Michigan and had just moved to California in the early 1980s. It looks like this was the last time her family talked to her. Of course, she was not found for another 2 years. They thought she had moved to either San Diego or Escondido and was working in a restaurant nearby. If you knew her back then, it is important that you come forward. They do know that she and her husband got a divorce in 1983. Since 1984, it is not clear where her kids were. They might have been living with the ex-husband. Her family has asked that those who know more about her story speak up and fill in some of the blanks. Her sister would say, "It is really hard. I would always ask my mom, 'Have you tried to find Claudette?' She says that it has been hard on her and on Claudette's kids, and that everyone needs to know what happened and who did it. When their mother went missing, the kids were still very young. Warner Springs Jane Doe, whose real name was Claudette June Zabolski Powers, went missing 39 years ago, and another Jane Doe went missing 37 years before that. She would be 61 years old today if she had lived the life she earned. Thank you for watching our video today. We hope you found the information about the identification of Melinda Lou Barnhouse and Claudette June Zabolski Powers intriguing. If you enjoyed this content, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more captivating cases and updates. If you have any information or insights regarding these cases, please share them in the comments below. Your input could be crucial in bringing further clarity to these mysteries. Stay tuned for more fascinating stories and investigations.